I'm James, aka Vladimir V, and I am at the Cardiff Devils versus Five Flyers game where the Cardiff Devils won 4-1, and you're watching Post to Post.
Hello and welcome to Post, the channel where we discuss all things hockey and all teams, and some pretty crazy news recently out of the EIHL in the UK. And Matt Nickerson, is that his name?
Matt Nickerson.
Yeah.
From Old Lyme, Connecticut.
He's an American.
An American.
He played in the AHL. He's played in a couple ECHL, a couple of other leagues. Now,
Q. He's in the Q for, I think, part of the season.
Yeah, you're right. And now he finds himself, or found himself, in the EIHL. Mm-hmm. And he was suspended recently 20 games, and then the team he was playing for said, see ya, you're no longer a member of our team. So he could be potentially done in the EIHL completely. I'm not sure if any other team would take a risk signing him or not, but he's a pretty rough guy. Likes to give people the business with his knuckles.
He's a knuckle chucker. Now, I've seen some comments on the EIHL's DOPS video, Department of Player Safety.
Right.
Or not, actually, there's no comments on that video, but I saw some comments on it was TSN or some other sports channels had put something up, or someone had put their content up to watch it.
Okay.
The comments were such that he's a pretty big guy, but he won't fight guys his own size. Like he was more of a picker-honor kind of guy.
Like a bully.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's true. I've never seen the man play. I don't know. Now, he plays for the Milton Keynes Lightning, or did. The Milton Keynes Lightning, of course, is the team that has Guillaume Doucette playing, who's like the fourth in scoring on the team. And his aunt used to work with me. And so, I didn't know that. I told this story, I guess, a couple of months ago. She was going over to see him in England, and I think she watched 3 games, and her husband watched a 4th game on the road, and they played well. And ever since then, I've been paying attention to the Milton Keynes Lightning because of Guillaume, and he's doing well. The team, I think, is doing fairly well. And then this happens.
And now they're under the spotlight for the wrong reason.
For the wrong reason. So
I don't know if we have the ability to show the play that happened, what he actually did. I'm going to show it anyway. Because if they want to copyright this, if the EIHL wants to copyright this video, then go for it. I'll just delete it eventually. So I'm going to show it right now so you guys can see what he actually did. All right, so bit of a backhand there to the fan.
Yeah.
And then there's a girl that kind of looked like maybe she got it in the back of the head with some bit of collateral damage there.
Yeah. Not
the smartest thing to do, but being in a game in an opposing arena where the fans yell at you regardless of what you did or didn't do, just because you're on the opposing team and you're the visitor. I've been there. I've watched hockey personally where I've seen fans do that to players on the ice. Mm-hmm. It's never really a smart thing to do.
No.
Because they can't, everybody's so tough when they know they can't get hurt.
Oh, yeah. And you have played. I have worked in the scorekeepers area for years, playing music, doing announcing, even doing some scorekeeping, and running the clock, recording the penalties. You've got the penalty boxes on either side of you, and you're in our home rink at the time. So let's say a player from the opposing team gets a penalty. It might be a 2-minute minor, or might be something more egregious. And they're sitting over here, and they're by themselves. They're alone. And you've got these fans, local fans, that cheer for the team that I'm working for, surrounding the penalty box, yelling. I don't think I ever saw anything thrown in or beer being poured. I did once. Did you?
Yep.
But, that was a less common thing. But it's the taunting, the intimidation, and everyone's tough when they're behind plexiglass, banging on the glass or whatever they're doing, and giving them the business. And the players, most of them are smart enough to just sit there and pretend it doesn't bother them. But it can't feel good when you're doing, you're out there risking your health to play a game that you enjoy to play, but you're probably, would maybe much rather be somewhere else than in that penalty box where all these people are harassing.
And it didn't help in the situation that you're talking about, because in our old home arena, Their bench, the opposing bench was on the opposite side, and the home bench was on our side.
Yeah.
And the penalty box was on our side. And all of the fans from the opposing team stayed on that side of the arena, and all the home fans, or us, were on this side of the arena. And so there was no like fans mixed in with each other from different teams. It was this guy was going into the complete war zone over on our side.
That's right.
Box. So.
And I have seen on a few occasions where fans from the other team would come over and get near the penalty box area.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Almost as a way of protecting the player or intimidating the fans who would intimidate the player. It all reverse psychology going on. So it's all not fair. What we've seen now in larger professional leagues, and it's unfortunate that the game has come to this point, but they build a tunnel.
Yes.
So when the opposing team goes off the ice, the visiting team, they instantly skate into this tunnel that's a fabric scaffolding or something, and away they go.
I've seen situations where there's been crap going on in the ice, and they know that the guy's going to get kicked off, and they just have this thing kind of like on just a wire, and they just pull it like this whenever the player's going off. It goes off, and then they put it back so it's open again.
Yeah,
so.
And it's too bad that fans can't control themselves. This fan in this clip that we just saw, he couldn't control himself. He was being an idiot.
He was trying to be tough.
Yeah, he's tough.
He thought he was
comes
invincible.
Out and gives the face. And I mean, if someone did that to me and I had a big hockey glove on and I wasn't feeling really good about the last 2 minutes of my day, I'd probably take a crack at him too. Now, I'm not saying what Nickerson did was right.
It wasn't smart, but I mean, can you blame him in the heat of the moment?
And it's not just him. This has happened in history. Fairly recently, we've got the Ty Domi one where he's sitting in the penalty box and they're pouring stuff on him, and he's got the water bottle and he's squirting the water bottle, and some fan goes to go at him thinking he's tough, and then the glass breaks, and there he is right there with Ty Domi, and Ty Domi's got him right in front of him. I think that's awesome.
It just starts feeding him rights.
Feeding him.
It's great.
Knuckle chucking.
Yeah.
Then there was the other case. We're going way back.
70s?
79, I think it was. Mike Milbury from the Boston Bruins at the time was in Madison Square Garden playing the Rangers. And I forget how it all started, but he ended up going up into the stands.
Like not just at the entrance to the stands after the bench. We're talking like 15 rows up.
Oh yeah, many rows.
Ridiculous.
He's up into the stands and he ends up getting a hold of some guy's shoe and starts beating him over the head with his own shoe.
He beat a man with his own shoe.
I think that's awesome.
It's not awesome.
No, I know.
It's funny to look back on.
I'm kidding. Thankfully no one got hurt. But at the time, here is a professional NHL player losing his mind over something. So if you can't guarantee that a professional like Mike Milbury is going to keep his wits about him,
professional,
how would you expect every other player in senior age hockey to do this? I don't think you can. And occasionally you'll see incidents like this. This one happens to be on video. Matt Nickerson got a total of 20 games, but 6 of those game suspension was for what he had done on the ice before the incident.
That's right, assaulting of the official or whatever.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call it assault. I've seen worse than that.
Oh, I've seen
He pulled away.
Yeah.
The official was trying to restrain him. He pulled away from the official, and if you watch the video closely, when he gets to the boards, the official gives him a couple of pats in the bum. There you go, chap. And it was totally, like you were going to say.
I thought the officials did a terrible job. Like they just didn't care, and that can mean they were trying, but if that was an NHL official, it wouldn't even have got to that point of him running around trying to fight people and stuff.
No, that would not have happened. I've seen it happen in the senior games that I worked at because of the same reason. The officials really weren't up to being physical enough with the players.
Oh, I've seen that in my games too.
Yeah.
I remember Ed having a hard time keeping up with some of our players trying to fight people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ed did his best.
He did his best.
He's
a trooper.
There we go. But with hockey and with all sports these days, and people are getting more extreme in everything they do. The language is getting more extreme. People are more likely to have road rage, fan rage. This is just escalating everywhere in our society, and it's being reflected in hockey, and that's a sad thing. But it's a thing. We have to be used to it, I guess. Matt Nickerson probably knew when he threw that elbow or wrist or whatever it was he knocked the kid with, that was likely it.
Yeah, and I honestly don't feel bad that he hit that
I don't
fan in the
either.
head. It was a guy. He deserved to be smoked in the head. I honestly feel bad, obviously, for the girl that was behind him, who looks like
Yeah.
she got kind of some of it too. Not okay to hit girls, and it doesn't matter if it's even by accident.
No,
You don't,
no, absolutely
you don't
not.
do that. So
And in his case, if you go back in his history, those couple of years he played in the AHL, he was in the early 2000s and again in the late 2000s, he averaged a little over 2 penalty minutes per game played.
well, if you look at his entire career, the penalty minutes are just. It's unbelievable how many penalty minutes.
It
this guy
is,
has.
but when he was in the AHL, which is the highest level of hockey, he was probably told, you're here to try to contribute to the team. And he controlled his behavior, because having one minor penalty per game, or a little more than one minor
You think
penalty.
that's good?
No, I don't think it's good, but I don't think that makes you out to be a monster.
No, it's good compared to the rest of his career in other leagues.
Oh yeah, the rest of his career. In this year, he had 150 some penalty minutes already this year,
Yeah.
and he's only played 28 games or something. That's totally unacceptable. But I can be sure that the management of the Milton Keynes Lightning, when they sat down across the table from Matt Nickerson, didn't say, "We heard you were a great goal scorer."
Yeah. Well, they had him on the team for a reason. Because other teams have players exactly like him who do the
Yeah.
exact same thing, and they need to
Yeah.
have one of those guys.
And he obviously has a temper, and his temper was triggered.
He was triggered.
By what had happened on the ice. I'm skating around looking for guys to fight, and then he takes the gloves and he shakes him a couple of times and saying to the guy, "You want to drop him?"
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy didn't, so he goes up and gives him a shove anyway,
Yeah.
and then skates away. I don't know what that's all about. I
Yeah.
really don't. I think the game had ended or was just within seconds of ending.
Okay.
And a lot of the players had thought the final buzzer had gone or
Mm.
the horn had sounded, and a lot more players were on the ice than normally would be. But some of them, and according to the narration of the Department of Player Safety, if you ever have trouble sleeping and you need something to help put you to sleep, play audio from the Department of Player Safety in the EIHL.
Really? I didn't think it was that bad.
Terrible.
I thought it was pretty good.
Terrible. Anyway, I think at one point the announcer had said something like there was no excuse for a player to be on the ice even if he thought the game had ended. He said something like that. So,
Well, in the NHL, correct me if I'm wrong, if you instigate a fight in the last, last 5 minutes or last 2 minutes?
I think it's
last,
2. It might be 5 now. But
Anyways, in the last, we'll say, 2 to 5 minutes of the game.
somewhere there.
I think it's a suspendable offense, or a finable offense, maybe.
I think at one point it was an automatic suspension for the following game.
Right, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
anyways, I'll link, obviously, the play down below so you guys can watch the full video. I know I showed a clip earlier, but most of the people who are watching are likely very familiar with the EIHL and have already seen it and are just watching this video to get our opinions. But if you are not aware of the EIHL, I would highly recommend checking it out, watching some games. It's pretty good hockey.
And the EIHL teams, not all of them, but they're starting to play on Europe in some of the Champion League type events.
And their fan bases are huge for these teams.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hockey's becoming a serious sport there.
Yeah.
So,
And this incident, by the way, didn't take place in Milton Keynes. It took place in Guildford. It was the Guildford Flames for the home team. So if anyone thinks we're criticizing the Milton Keynes Lightning
I don't...
management or anything, we're not.
we
They were the visiting team here.
We have no favorite team in that league.
No,
whatsoever.
I do watch Milton Keynes, but I like the Brayhead clan, and I like them all. I really do. Cardiff.
I guess I shouldn't have said that I have a favorite team because I think I do like the Fife Flyers the best.
Yeah, Fife Flyers. Yeah, sure.
I have no reason why. I just do.
Do you like the Paisley Pirates?
Paisley Pirates? I don't know. I've never seen them play.
But you've got all their swag. Look at
That's
you.
right.
But it's just great to see hockey growing in a place where hockey probably isn't a natural fit.
Just like the AIHL in Australia.
Yeah. And I think it's fantastic.
Totally.
And they deserve our eyeballs and our thoughts and our prayers for success in the future.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah. So I don't know what Matt's plans are for his future, but
He's 32. He's not done, but he's got a lot of miles behind him already. After this, there's probably somewhere where he can play, but maybe his best has already been done as far as...
I was going to wish him luck, but after you do something like that, maybe you should consider a different profession or
maybe so.
Something where you aren't put in a situation where you can lose your mind and punch a bystander in the face. If you can't do that at a normal
Even
day
if the
job.
bystander deserved it, it probably shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
You know, and it's hard to pick a winner and a loser there. I think they're both losers. The guy who got hit in the face was a loser. He was a loser before he even got hit in the face, if you ask me. And then Matt's a loser for taking the bait and probably ending his career, at least his career in the EIHL. But he's been around. He's played in continental Europe. He's played continental America, Canada over the years.
Who sings that song? I've been everywhere, or whatever.
Hank Snow.
There you go.
He's been everywhere.
Been everywhere.
Boston, Charleston, Dayton, Louisiana, Washington.
Okay, I don't know. I don't sing
Houston, Kingston, Texarkana, Monterey, Santa Fe.
You actually know the whole lyrics to the song?
Almost.
Almost. Well, you used to be in radio, so I'm sure you played that song back in the day.
I played it almost every night for about 2.5 years.
There you go.
And I'm ashamed that I don't know all the lyrics.
Oh.
But Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa. Oh, anyway.
You can practice for the next video and finish the song later.
I've never been able to get to the end.
Well, it's practice. All right, thanks guys for watching. Appreciate it. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you in the next one. Adios.